storms of your life. The sky was an angry shade of grey, and the winds howled like a chorus of despair. 17 years old, Aisha stood on the edge of the dilapidated pier, clutching her notebook as though it held the answer to all her questions. For as long as she could remember, her life had been a relentless storm, a whirlwind of challenges that threatened to consume her born in a small fishing village. Asha's mother passed away when she was just 8, leaving her to care for her younger brother and an aging father who struggled with chronic illness. Every day was a battle against hunger, poverty, and the merciless whispers of a society that told her she wasn't enough. Yet Aisha had one thing that kept her going, her dreams. She dreamed of being a writer, someone whose words could inspire others to rise above. Dear Storm, her notebook was filled with stories, poems, and ideas scribbled in between shifts at the market and long nights. Suddenly, under a flickering lantern, but the world seemed to conspire against her. Teachers dismissed her potential, neighbors sneered at her ambitions, and even her father, worn down by life, told her to stop chasing foolish fatness. One evening, as a violent storm raged outside their tiny shop, Asha overheard a conversation between her father and a neighbor. She's just a girl, the man said. What can she do this world? Let her marry early and settle down. At least that way you will have one less mouth to feed. Asha's heart shuddered. But in that moment, something inside her ignited a fierce determination to prove everyone wrong. The next day, Aisha decided to enter a national writing competition. The theme was the storm of your life, and the prize was a scholarship to a prestige school in the city. But there was a catch. The entry deadline was only 2 days away. With no money for postage, no typewriter, and only a half empty pen. Asha stayed up all night writing her story by hand. It was a story about a girl who braved a literal storm to save her family, drawing heavily from her own life. She poured her soul into those pages, her tears mingling with the ink as she recounted her struggles and her unyielding hope. The next morning, Asha ran 6 miles to the nearest post office to send her entry using the last of her saving to cover the cost. When she returned home, drenched in sweat and rain, her father scolded her for wasting money. Dreams don't put food on the table, Asha. He shouted. Weeks passed without news, and Asha began to doubt herself. Maybe the world was right. Maybe she was foolish to believe she could rise above her circumstances. But then, one evening, a letter arrived. It was from the competition committee with trembling hands. Asha opened it. The words blurred before her eyes as a tear steamed down her face. She had won. The scholarship changed everything. Asha moved to the city where she studied hard and honed her craft. Her stories began to gain recognition, and soon she published her first book, a collection of inspiring tales about resilience and hope. Years later, Aisha returned to her village. No longer she struggling girl, everyone doubted, but a successful author and motivational speaker. She rebuilt her family's home, ensured her brother received an education, and cared for her father in his final years, standing on the same pier where she once felt so powerless. Aisha addressed a crowd of young girls from her village. Storm will come, she said, her voice steady and strong. They will test you, break you, and make you question everything. But remember this, storms don't last forever. What matters is how you navigate through them. Be the captain of your ship and let no one tell you what you can or cannot do. The crowd erupted in applause, and Asha smiled. She had weathered the storm, and now she was the lighthouse, guiding others to suffer shores.